Hi! Now it's time for the super kawaii resin tutorial of Doom. The whole name. I like the whole name. The whole name is good. A lot of people are scared of resin. Resin is actually really awesome and really easy. I'm not the best at it, so this is still a beginner tutorial, but like if you were kind of wondering how to get into it or just kind of like, what does resin do? I will show you because resin is astounding and amazing and lots of fun. So, I'm usually not all prettified when I work on resin because I don't want to like get on my fingers and like, ugh, or do anything like that. So, yeah, my room's a mess, and I'm going to be in my pajamas, and I'm going to look freaky. But we're going to work on resin and glitter, so yes. So I have my bowl. I have the shape I'm going to use. These are going to be the gems for Janna's staff. I'm going to have one here and one here so I can get two done at a time. I like to cut open a sandwich bag and put it down before pouring and mixing the mold. It prevents the mold from seeping through and also makes it easier to move the mold. Instamold is pretty amazing. You can add any liquid you want, although I usually use water, and it will create a mold in seconds. All you have to do is pour the powder, add the liquid, and stir. Then while it's still wet, you place whatever item you're using to shape the mold into the wet mold. I like to wrap mine up in saran wrap first. When the mold is dry, carefully take out the shapes that you put into the mold. Okay, to figure out how much resin you're going to need in these, you're going to pour some water in, you're going to use a measuring cup. I'm going to need to measure that. Right there. Right there. While I go get this water to my plants, you go get your resin. You're going to need half resin and half hardener. Try to measure it as best as possible. If you guesstimate it, it usually doesn't work. Now is the time to add whatever you think needs to be in your resin. Whatever color you need, mix it together and make sure it's right. I of course love glitter, so I'm adding lots of it in. Make sure you mix the resin and hardener really well. I used a little bit of pink for this, so it's very see-through. Whereas I used a lot of color for this, so you really can't see past it at all. You don't know what I'm doing back here. After you've stirred it, we're going to pour the goopy mess into the mold that you've made. If you need to redo the process for a second mold, don't stress, it's easy and fun. Resin drying process will take forever. Not necessarily forever, but it will take a few hours, and if you're impatient, it can be pretty obnoxious. So, time for a dance party. Waiting for that slow hold up swing. stop. Alright, I think it's done now. It's ready! I like to poke it a few times just to make sure that it's ready. If you poke it and it's still gooey, of course that means it's not ready, but if you poke it and it doesn't leave a mark, or if you poke it and the mark refills itself, that means it's ready. I like to pry it out by using my X-Acto knife. That way I can cut off the extra mold that may have gathered around the corners. Ooh, sticky. The pieces are going to kind of look like this, where they're not overly shiny. It's okay, we're going to fix it. But yeah, there's your piece. Okay, so you have two options if you want to finish off your resin and make it look prettier. Because you want to get rid of that cloudy feeling. Cloudy or a thing that it does. So one option is like a sealant. This is the one I have, especially if it's like a little bit runny at the end. If I want to add more glitter especially, I'll like pour the glitter on top and then I'll just spray this. This is super duper duper fast. It'll dry in like 15 minutes. The glitter dries glittery, and it comes out shiny. Or it comes out, if you ignore this white that I need to touch up, it comes out looking a little bit like that. Nice and shiny. Spray the glitter on top. The glitter will stay. Life is great. Option 2 is that you can mix together more resin. Make sure you equally mix the resin and the hardener, stir it together, and just pour it on top of whatever it is you're doing. If I was using this heart, I would just pour it on top. Now what you want to do is make sure it doesn't stick to the plate that it's on. So like I would get something like this and just kind of have it up in the air. So like when you put it on a plate or put it on whatever you're going to put it on, I would put it under here so that when the resin goes across it and it falls down, it doesn't make it, if it's flat, it's going to stick straight to the plate. So make sure that you have something underneath it so that the resin won't stick. If you want to add more glitter into the resin, that will add extra glitter on top, and that will be exciting. So those are your two options to make it shiny after you make the initial resin mold thing. So yeah, either use sealant or use more resin. The sealant is faster. The sealant uses about 15 minutes. The resin you still have to wait for like, what, a few hours. Both are good options. It depends on what you want to do. But yeah, good luck resining, and if you would like more tutorials or anything in the future, please subscribe to the channel. I don't know why I'm putting this way. Subscribe to the channel, or comment, or hit like, or do whatever, or do nothing, or go visit me on Facebook. IDK. Have a good day! Yay!